Gaza's energy infrastructure had already buckled during this war. Even before the conflict, it was unreliable, with demand considerably outstripping supply. Now, this decision will make that situation much, much worse. It's all part of Israel's attempts to try to pressure Hamas to agree to extend the first phase of the temporary ceasefire for another few more weeks through until mid-April, something Israel wants to do in a bid to secure the release of more of the 59 Israeli hostages, both living and dead, still held captive in Gaza. Hamas rejected that proposal last week, saying it was merely an attempt by Israel to stall and to avoid discussions on a lasting peace in Gaza. So now Israel has added another element to its blockade of the Strip.
I have now signed the order to cut off electricity to the Gaza Strip immediately. We will employ all of the tools available to us so that all the hostages will return, and we will ensure that Hamas won't be in Gaza on the day after.
Very little power has been entering Gaza in recent times. The bulk of the supply comes in through Israel, a small amount from Egypt, and there is one power plant in Gaza which operations have been severely hampered in recent times. And the real impact of this decision will be on the Gaza Strip's water plants, desalination plants, allowing or making sure that there is sufficient drinking water for the population. That'll be something monitored in the coming hours and days. All of this is happening a week after Israel announced it was blocking all aid deliveries into Gaza, something Hamas said amounted to a war crime, demanding that the international community step up and put pressure on Israel to overturn that decision. And it's all happening ahead of further negotiations on the fragile truce in Gaza, expected to start in Doha on Monday. Israel's dispatched a negotiating team to the Qatari capital, and Hamas said it had had positive negotiations or positive discussions with Egyptian mediators over the weekend. Hamas says any discussions need to focus on a lasting peace in Gaza, and some of those tricky issues, such as the full Israeli withdrawal of troops from the Strip, how the Strip is governed in the future, issues where there has been little agreement in the past. Hamas has also been directly negotiating with the United States, something which would have been unthinkable a short time ago, considering that Hamas is considered a terrorist group under US law, but there is an American-Israeli hostage still held captive in Gaza. And the US envoy for hostages says that they were fruitful discussions, that he wanted to jumpstart negotiations at a fragile time, and that he's expecting there could be a deal within weeks. The US Special Envoy for the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, is also expected to travel to the region to take part and to oversee those broader negotiations.